Get ready for a deep dive into the dark side of entertainment with Netflix's documentary lineup. We're talking about the shocking true stories uncovered in the documentary, Reality Check, Inside America's Next Top Model, which peels back the curtain on the intense behind-the-scenes drama of UPN's competition series, headlined by Tyra Banks. Former contestants are sharing everything from sexual assault allegations to controversial challenges that define their time on screen. You won't believe what they endured, and this documentary is set to leave you stunned.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we expose the inner workings of serious criminal history with the Netflix series, Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. This documentary breaks down the rise to infamy of the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, detailing his deceitful college history, his entry into elite circles, and the massive child sex trafficking scheme that ultimately led to his imprisonment and tragic death. We investigate the true crime book that inspired this series and uncover the layers of darkness surrounding one of the most notorious figures of the past. Prepare for a reckoning with the music industry as we bring you Sean Combs, The Reckoning. This intense 4-episode docuseries brings the life, career, and criminal trial of Sean Diddy Combs right back to the headlines. This series, which Combs himself has called a hit piece, features interviews with everyone from supportive jurors to alienated collaborators, detailing his ascent to massive financial and cultural power and the chaos that followed him for years. And finally, we're diving into the bizarre world of the wild with a look at Joseph Joe Exotic Maldonado-Passage, also known as the Tiger King. This story shines a light on the bizarre underworld of big cat breeding, exploring the rise and fall of this former zookeeper and convicted felon. Don't miss this wild ride, and stick around because after this, we're looking at massive investor activity surrounding Netflix stock and what Wall Street is whispering about the future of the streaming giant. Netflix is offering a diverse selection of documentary series, including intense true crime and in-depth profiles of controversial figures, according to a recent roundup of must-watch content. The lineup features compelling stories ranging from high-profile legal and criminal cases to the inner workings of reality television production and the lives of cultural icons. Among the featured titles is Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich, a series based on a true crime book that dissects the rise of the disgraced financier, detailing his deception in education and his involvement in a child sex trafficking scheme that ultimately led to his imprisonment and death. For audiences interested in the entertainment industry, Sean Combs, The Reckoning is a 4-episode documentary series that examines the life, career, and criminal trial of Sean Diddy Combs, featuring interviews with collaborators and those involved in the legal proceedings. Other notable series include Reality Check, Inside America's Next Top Model, a 3-part documentary that provides an unfiltered look at the production of the UPN competition show, including accounts from former contestants regarding challenging and controversial filming experiences. The platform also offers investigative journalism through The Perfect Neighbor, which utilizes policy bodycam footage to explore the murder of a Black mother and the alleged racial prejudice of the perpetrator. Further compelling options include Being Eddie, which delves into the career trajectory and untold stories of comedy legend Eddie Murphy, and a look into the bizarre world of big cat breeding centered on the former zookeeper Joseph Joe Exotic Maldonado-Passage, the Tiger King. Finally, for a historical perspective, the series American Godfathers, The 5 Families, narrated by Michael Imperioli, traces the origins and rise of the 5 major crime families of New York's American Mafia. Netflix is reportedly in discussions to acquire the historic Radford Studio Center in the San Fernando Valley at a significantly reduced price. This potential deal could see Netflix purchase the lot for less than 1/3 of its 2021 sale price of $1.85 billion, following the property's repossession by lenders, including Goldman Sachs Group, Inc. After the current owner, Hackman Capital Partners, defaulted on debt. The deal remains unfinalized, with representatives from Hackman, Goldman, and Netflix declining to comment. The Radford Studio Lot, a one-time silent movie property, has hosted numerous popular television series, including Gunsmoke, Gilligan's Island, and Seinfeld. Netflix is pursuing this acquisition as part of a strategy to consolidate its real estate footprint, exploring alternatives to its current leasing arrangement with Hudson Pacific Properties, Inc. Market conditions have impacted the value of Los Angeles studio real estate. A decline in production, exacerbated by 2023 strikes by writers and actors, and rising interest rates have negatively affected landlords unaffiliated with major studios. Occupancy rates for LA soundstages fell to 62% in the first half of last year, according to Film LA. Netflix has demonstrated an increasing appetite for studio lot ownership, currently developing a $1 billion production center in Fort Monmouth, New Jersey. The streaming service recently reported $12.3 billion in cash and equivalents, following a $2.8 billion breakup fee received from Paramount Skydance Corp. In the Warner Bros. Bidding war. Hackman Capital Partners had previously engaged in a buying spree of movie lots that faced challenges due to rising interest rates and a collapse in domestic filming. As of September, the Radford Studio lot was only 61% leased, with approximately half of the remaining leases set to expire within the year, according to mortgage filings. Major institutional investors have significantly bolstered their holdings in Netflix, Inc. NFLX, recently, signaling continued confidence in the streaming giant. Bella Capital International Limited reported an impressive 868.3% growth in its Netflix position during the fourth quarter, increasing its holding to $5.1 million. This follows substantial activity from other major players. Vanguard Group, Inc. increased its stake by 912.5%, now holding over 390 million shares valued at approximately $36.57 billion. Similarly, Bailey Gifford & Co. boosted its ownership by 912.3%, accumulating a stake worth over $3.46 billion. Jennison Associates LLC saw a 639.9% increase, while Sumitomo Mitsui Trust Group, Inc. and Nordea Investment Management AB both reported substantial gains, increasing their holdings by over 880%. Collectively, these institutional movements underscore a significant concentration of ownership, with approximately 80.93% of Netflix stock held by institutional investors and hedge funds. In broader market terms, Netflix stock opened Monday at $92.06, trading near its 12-month low of $75.01 and its 12-month high of $134.12. The company maintains a market capitalization of $387.65 billion, with a P/E ratio of 29.74. The latest earnings report, released on April 16th, showed the company posted $1.23 earnings per share, surpassing the consensus estimate of 76 cents, driven by revenue of $12.25 billion, marking a 16.2% year-over-year increase. The firm demonstrated strong profitability with a return on equity of 40.92% and a net margin of 28.52%. Equities research sentiment remains largely positive, with analysts offering a mix of ratings. CITIC Securities raised its target price to $107 and maintained a hold rating, while Seaport Research Partners upgraded its target to $119 with a buy rating. Other firms like DZ Bank and Needham & Company LLC have reiterated buy ratings. Based on data from channel YouTube, the current consensus rating for Netflix is a moderate buy, with a consensus target price of $114.82. Insider activity has also been noted. CEO Gregory K. Peters sold 27,312 shares on February 10th, marking an 18.27% decrease in his direct ownership. Additionally, insider David A. Hyman sold 5,727 shares on February 9th. Overall, company insiders currently own 1.37% of the stock. Netflix remains a global entertainment powerhouse, evolving from a DVD rental service to a comprehensive content production and distribution ecosystem. Its core offering is its on-demand streaming service accessible across various devices. The company continues to navigate a dynamic market environment, with analysts focused on its future performance as it guides for Q2 2026 EPS at $780. The market is closely watching the stock following recent earnings and sustained institutional accumulation. Ascent Wealth Partners, LLC, has significantly increased its investment in Netflix, Inc., growing its stock position by 1,258.2% during the fourth quarter, according to its latest Form 13F filing with the SEC. The firm now holds 36,195 shares, valued at $3,394,000 at the quarter's end, following the purchase of an additional 33,530 shares. The trend of increased institutional interest in Netflix is evident across the market. Other major players have also adjusted their holdings. Vanguard Group Inc. increased its stake by 0.4% in the third quarter, now owning 38,521,322 shares valued at approximately $46.18 billion after acquiring 142,238 shares. Checkeye Capital Advisors LLC saw an 875.7% increase in its Netflix position during the fourth quarter, accumulating 27,951 new shares to hold a position worth $2.92 million. Controversy Investment Management, Inc. also posted substantial growth, increasing its shareholding by 837.2% in the last quarter, now holding 111,380 shares worth $10.44 million. Crew Capital Management Limited increased its position by 1,021.9% in the fourth quarter. Furthermore, BNC Wealth Management, LLC, demonstrated significant growth, boosting its stake by 991.3%, and now owning 41,229 shares valued at $3.866 million after buying 37,451 shares. These institutional movements underscore the market's continued focus on the streaming giant, with approximately 80.93% of the stock currently held by institutional investors and hedge funds. In broader market analysis, research firms have issued varied opinions on NFLX. Barclays set a $110 price target and assigned an equal weight rating. Pivotal Research maintained a hold rating with a $96 price objective. Evercore issued an outperform rating with a $115 target, while Sanford C. Bernstein lowered its target to $110 but maintained an outperform rating. HSBC recently upgraded its price target from $106 to $114 and assigned a buy rating. Consensus among research analysts remains mixed, with 34 analysts rating the stock a buy, 15 issuing a hold, and 2 analysts rating it a strong buy. The current consensus rating for Netflix is moderate buy, with a consensus price target of $114.82. Financially, Netflix reported strong results in its latest quarterly earnings, posting $1.23 earnings per share, EPS, surpassing the consensus estimate of 76 cents by 47 cents. Revenue reached $12.25 billion, exceeding estimates of $12.17 billion, and the company achieved a return on equity of 40.92% and a net margin of 28.52%, marking a 16.2% year-over-year revenue increase. The company has set its Q2 2026 guidance at 0.780 EPS. Insider activity has shown some selling pressure. David A. Hyman sold 5,727 shares on February 9th, and CEO Gregory K. Peters sold 27,312 shares on February 10th. In total, company insiders have sold 991,043 shares over the last 3 months, representing 1.37% of the company's stock. Netflix, Inc., founded in 1997, operates as a global entertainment company providing subscription-based streaming services. Its core offering is on-demand streaming across various devices, supported by an ecosystem that includes original content production and distribution alongside licensing activities.